Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. In this video and in the next coming videos, we'll be talking about who the Mahdi can be. Stay tuned. Now, today's video, I'll be sharing with you one individual, one personality, even though I am 100% sure he is not the Mahdi, and we will never be able to tell who the Mahdi is because we do not know. We only know the description. We do not know which individual and some other details, but we do not know exactly who the person would be. Nevertheless, it is important for us to really talk about them. Why? Number one is because we want to keep the knowledge coming. We want to share the knowledge because unfortunately, dear brothers and sisters, a lot of ulama today, unfortunately so-called ulama, they reject the concept of the Mahdi physical figure. They say, oh, this is not going to happen. There is not going to be any Mahdi. So, dear brothers and sisters, we need to share this knowledge, create awareness, and keep the knowledge coming. This is why it is so important.
Islam's beliefs in their end times Messiah, alongside the Bible's revelations about the Antichrist. His conclusion?
Christians know him as the Antichrist. Sunni Muslims know him as the Muslim Christ. Shiite Muslims know him as the Mahdi.
Number two, end of time is ever closer than I ever thought in the past. If you ask me about end of time, brother, when this will happen, obviously we do not know, because Rasulullah said, وَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَا تَقُمُ السَّاعَةُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. Rasulullah said, nobody knows the hour except Allah. Nevertheless, we do have some clue. We have indication, we have alamat that we can discuss. If you ask me about the end of time, the alamat, I would say, if you asked me 1 week ago, I would say, no, I do not know. And to me, my personal understanding after looking at the alamat, analyzing them, I can say it would not be possible in our lifetime. But if you ask me today, dear my sisters, I would say it can happen anytime. Wallahi, look at what is happening in the world with the drought, inflation, war. Things are changing very, very fast. Number three, dear my sisters, what we need to also understand that these names, the one I'll be sharing, and today I'll be sharing one and I'll be sharing more in the future, these names will help us identify the Mahdi and his description, because it is easy for us to be fooled by the deception that is happening right now in the world, in all the prevalence of misleading, creating this whole world where people are cheating, are being dishonest. It is important for us to learn so that we are not being fooled, so that we do not fall into the trap of shaitan and none other than Dajjal himself. Number four, the Prophet ﷺ, he was curious. Remember Ibn Sayyaf? Rasulullah ﷺ wanted to investigate about Ibn Sayyaf. There is no reason for us to not to do so, because the Prophet ﷺ, he was curious. He wanted to find out what is happening with Ibn Sayyaf. It is nothing wrong for us also to be curious about who the Mahdi could be. So inshallah today I'll be sharing the name, so don't go anywhere. I'll be sharing one name, and again, as I said, this is not the individual I consider to be the Mahdi, but I'll share just in case so that I also know your opinion. Number five, last point, share any name, dear my sisters. If you know anybody from Malaysia, if you know anybody from Indonesia, any Muslim country, India, Pakistan, or it could be from anywhere, Saudi Arabia, share a name with me. I will investigate, I will look into his lineage, everything, all the details, so that we can come to this conclusion that no, he doesn't fit into the narrative of the Mahdi. So let's take a look at this photo, some of these photos, and then inshallah we'll see if this person, you and I, would agree to be the Mahdi. For the first one I want to show you is this person. So this is the first picture. Actually, this is the same person. Who is he? What is his name? He is the son of King Abdul Aziz of Saudi Arabia. His name is Mukrin ibn Abdul Aziz. He is the son of King Abdul Aziz. This individual, he is someone who is very, very brave. He is someone who is very, he has actually served in the Saudi, I believe, Air Force in the past. And what is also very, very interesting about him is that he was the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He was there in 2015, just like Muhammad bin Salman. He had the same position. He was the crown prince. He was the Muhammad bin Salman in his time. That was in 2015. The last thing I want to make mention about him is that, of course, he's from Saudi Arabia, and I personally believe, after reading hadith, studying them, I believe that the Mahdi will appear from Saudi Arabia. He's living in Saudi Arabia. If he's alive right now, if he's born, he is going to be in Saudi Arabia, in Medina. This is the first picture. The second picture is, as you can see, he was actually in the Air Force. He served there for, I think, at least 5-10 years. I'm not 100% sure, but he was somebody who was very, very, very brave. You could tell by looking at his face what he did for the country that this is perhaps the Mahdi. But there is this big problem about that, why he would not be Mahdi, and this is the most obvious reason why I do not believe he is the Mahdi. So take a look at the last picture. Before I show you the last picture, just to rewind back. So this is again Mukrin bin Abdul Aziz. He's from Saudi Arabia, one of our guys who we are discussing to be one of the Mahdi, or probably there is a probability that this person, his lineage from his family could be Mahdi. So we are just discussing, okay, nothing serious. So this is the second picture, and the third picture that convinced me that he is not the Mahdi, again not the Mahdi, is this one. He is an old man, Shaykhun Kabir. He is an old man. He cannot be the Mahdi, because Mahdi, as we know, he will be someone who is not too old, not too young, mediocre age. I believe he would be 40 years old, but Allahu Alam, we do not know. Now the last point, okay, last point I also want to make mention to you. So this person, I just want to give you some background. He was born in the year 1945, September 15th, and his father, again, King Abdulaziz. So last thing is that, brothers and sisters, I want you to send me a name, a picture, a link, anything about an individual you think could be the probable Mahdi. Why we talk about this Mahdi? Because Rasulullah SAW, he also prophesied about the wall of Yajuj and Majuj. Rasulullah SAW said, Fatah Allahu min radmi Yajuj wa Majuj haza misla. He said that Allah Azza wa Jal has put a hole in the wall of Yajuj and Majuj, and he said that hole is like this much, like a small tiny. Rasulullah SAW, he lived 1400 years ago. After 1400 years, do you think Yajuj and Majuj, the hole is still like that? Allahu Alam again, but common sense will tell us no. The hole has grown bigger and bigger, and they will come from all directions. And I made a video about Yajuj and Majuj, the zombies, how they're playing video games and all that. Obviously, we don't believe the zombies are Yajuj and Majuj, unlike some of the modern day shuyukh. They are confusing young generation. We do not go into that discussion, but you get the point. Zombies are not Yajuj and Majuj. These are creation Allah has created. They are miraculous creation. They are not just a regular John Boe, Jane Doe walking on the street of New York or Toronto or Delhi or Pakistan. They are a miraculous creation. Their feature, the character, they do not match with any one of us, because they are going to be huge in number and they are going to be invincible unless and until Allah Azza wa Jal will give victory. Even Isa ibn Maryam would not be able to defeat them. Allah Azza wa Jal would have to send special rahmah, blessing to the people, so that these Yajuj and Majuj will be gotten rid of. Subscribe, like, share. I will see you in the next video.